Good morning. Welcome to Spotlight on Lite 100.5 WRCH. Our guest this morning is Mark Shanahan, the incoming artistic director at the Westport Country Playhouse. And a lot of things going on down there in Westport, Mark.
Thanks for having me on, Chuck. It's great to talk to you.
Now, one of the things we know is coming up very soon is the Taylor Swift Night for Swifties. Want to make sure we clarify, Taylor Swift will not be there. But her music will be. Tell us about that, Mark. What is that?
Of course, you'd always be welcome to drop by if anyone out there knows her and wants to extend an invitation. We'd be happy to save a seat for her. The Playhouse is having such a resurgence of excitement, enthusiasm, and all the many things that we're doing there. I was just going over our webpage this morning and kind of marveling at how many incredible events we have coming up. But the one that's going to make me look the best in my 14-year-old daughter's eyes right now is this evening we have on February 2nd at 7 p.m., which we put together. It's called The Playhouse Sings, A Night for Swifties, and it's selling really well already. We were just so thrilled that we put it together and got it on sale and immediately saw such a terrific response. A wonderful music director named Drew WRCH, who does work down at 54 Below in Manhattan and all over the musical theater scene, in particular in New York, has called on some incredible singers and an incredible band to come together at the Playhouse for a night where we present this music that is some of the catchiest pop songs that in modern memory that has made Taylor Swift such an incredible phenomenon. And I just think it's wonderful also that we're seeing people going online and even writing us emails and saying, we're excited, my kid is excited to come to this, whether it's teenagers or college, and then also parents coming with their kids, but also just people who love the music are saying, this is fun. This is something that we're going to have a great time at, and it's going to be one heck of a concert. We're also including an event right before for some bracelet making with beads for all the Taylor Swift fans who love doing that, with a little bit of live music with some kids in the rehearsal barn over on our campus right next to the theater. So we're trying to make a night of it and get some young audience members in who might not have come to the Playhouse before, so that they can fall in love with it the way so many of us who love the Playhouse have, who stepped through the doors before.
And if people are interested, there are still tickets available?
There are. I'm happy to say they're going fairly fast, but there are some, we have both the upstairs and the downstairs. But when you look at our website, you also see this really wonderful cast of I think it's 8 performers or 9 performers who are going to come alongside a 5-piece band to make some beautiful noise in there. I think it's these singers come from Broadway, from recording contracts, from one of them. Our Guy Lockhart is a star in an NBC TV series. They're just really an outstanding collection of voices to bring this music to life. And we're having a big crowd already coming, so we hope that we'll fill the place. Every one of those red seats will be filled. And how were these artists selected, Mark? Well, my good fortune is I happen to know Drew WRCH, who is a joy, a wonderful music director, the fellow I mentioned before. And he's done versions of this show down at 54 Below, which sold out down in Manhattan. And so I had asked him, do you think you could put something like that together for us? And he said, I can do it even better. I can bring more singers. We can do more songs. We can even enhance the band and fill, our theater is 570 seats. It's a fun place. It still feels intimate, even though we can fit a lot of people in there. And he said, we can make a real party out of this. And Drew is he brings a kind of energy, and the kinds of people he brings along too have a kind of energy which makes any night that he puts together electric. And how can people find out if there are tickets available, a website to go to or something, Mark? Sure thing. If you go to westportplayhouse.org, you can see everything that's on our website, including the Playhouse Sings, A Night for Swifties, with all the songs that you hope to hear at a Taylor Swift night, and find tickets there and see everything else we're doing. And it's for a good cause, too. It's for the Joanne Woodward internship program. Can you tell us about that, Mark? Yeah, Chuck, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that, actually. One of the things is, since this music is appealing, I hope, to a lot of younger audience members, too, we want to take that energy and have a portion of the proceeds from this event go towards funding the Westport Country Playhouse internship named after our former artistic director and still our great angel of epic proportions who hangs over our shoulders all the time of knowing that she's rooting for the Playhouse to succeed, Joanne Woodward. I remember when I was acting in a play there nearly 20 years ago, Joanne asked me if I would go speak to the interns. And the internship program at the Playhouse has always been a really important aspect of not only theater education, but training the next generation of theater artists, not only as actors or directors or even set designers, but in all areas of administration, of marketing, of box office, and giving an opportunity for young people to see how the sausage is made, so to speak, in creating a theater experience. Now, the Playhouse, famously, some of those interns have been people like Stephen Sondheim, who started as an intern at the Westport Country Playhouse.
Really?
And even in the recent years, you can't help but meet some of the young people we've had come in to be interns and think, I can't wait to see where you're going, because they're enthusiastic, they're energetic. We get people with a variety of interests and backgrounds in theater. And it's something that we're proud to do, but it costs some money. And so we're hoping that an event like this for Taylor Swift night will raise some money that we can make sure that we can fund it this summer to have a bunch of interns come and learn how to create theater for the next generation.
And not just the creative types.
Not just the creative types, but I think there's an aspect of creativity to every aspect of working in the theater.
There's probably some truth to that.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Absolutely. Yeah. And on top of that, they'll be around for a lot of good things. If you don't mind my saying, as you come to the website, there's so many other fantastic things that are going on with the Playhouse. We have our regular Script in Hand series starts up where we do play readings. It starts up February 5th with a terrific one. Right before the Super Bowl, actually, we're doing Lombardi, a Broadway play that from about 10 years ago. We're putting it on our stage for one night as a reading to tell the life of Vince Lombardi.
Good timing.
His wife Marie. Oh, it's so great. It's a wonderful play with a fantastic cast. It's starring John Ottavino, who is actually the father of New York Met and former New York Yankee Adam Ottavino. So he knows a thing or two about professional sports. A wonderful actor. I've worked with many times, John. We have on February 10th an evening with Audra McDonald, and there's still a few seats, I think, left for that, but that one is going pretty fast. I mean, the thought that Audra McDonald will grace the stage at the Playhouse is so exciting. I can't wait to stand in the back, because probably won't be a seat to be had to watch Audra McDonald as just this unbelievable talent at our theater. We have a youth production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella in late February, and later in the year, an evening with Judy Collins. We have a play coming in May about the life of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We have Tony Kushner coming in for a conversation, and Isaac Mizrahi in June coming to do his concert and tell stories. The Bacon Brothers are coming in July to do a concert as well. I just can't express how excited we are that the community is rallying around the Playhouse, and excited about the events we have coming up. And there's so many great things that I can't wait to see take the stage.
And some fully produced theater productions this fall, Mark?
Yeah, this fall we end up with, we'll be announcing in late April our season, which will start this fall and bring us through next spring of 25. And we'll certainly this summer have a few wonderful things also to keep our summer fair going. But I'm excited that we're putting together a great season for the fall of full productions. We just had a production over the holidays, a full production in December, and it was wonderful to fill the Playhouse. We had a sold-out run of a Sherlock Carol, and it was great to hear our audience say we can't wait to not only come to these single-night events, but also to come back for more productions. So things are headed in a great direction right now.
Now, how did you get involved, Mark? Give us a little bit of your background, if you will.
I appreciate that. About almost 20 years ago now, I arrived at the Playhouse as an actor in a wonderful play called Journey's End. And I stuck around to do quite a few more productions as an actor, eventually as a director. And also I managed to run and be the curator of the Script in Hand series the last several years, which was started by Playhouse legend Annie Keefe, who handed me her program, Script in Hand series, which I've taken very seriously to make sure it honors what she started. And I love the Playhouse. I had a very special connection with it since the day I first stepped foot on that stage. The history of the place, the amazing names for nearly 100 years who have graced that stage, who come through. When artists come to work on our stage, they feel part of that history. But I'd also like to think that audience members, who, even if you come once, I always say, you're sort of joining the history of the Playhouse, because it really is a special place that has seen generations of people fall in love with it. I love standing on the porch after a production and people come up to me and say, oh, I remember coming here when I was a kid, or my mom and dad took me here, and now they're bringing a kid, or they're bringing a grandchild. It's really a place that people hold dear to their hearts, and so we take it seriously that we want to shepherd it into the future and keep it alive and healthy and happy.
You're listening to Spotlight on Lite 100.5 WRCH. Our guest this morning is Mark Shanahan, the incoming artistic director at the Westport Country Playhouse. I noticed a lot of events, as you touched on some of them. In fact, you touched on the ones I had already written down, Mark. But anything else that sticks out that you want to talk about with the? Well, let's give out the website. I don't think we mentioned that. Westport.
Sure. WestportPlayhouse.org.
All right.
You can find us right there.
Yeah. And all the events that are coming up will be there as well, including the Night for Swifties coming up on Friday, February 2nd, the music of Taylor Swift. And what else, Mark? Tell us what else is going on.
No, I'll just say that I appreciate you sending word out there on your show and letting people know what we're up to. And one of the reasons that we're excited about the Taylor Swift show, this Night for Swifties, is, as I say, we're trying to program events and nights and artistry for all sorts of different kinds of members that still feels like it makes a trip to the Playhouse feel special, feel well worthwhile. And I don't think we've done something like this on the Night for Swifties yet, but it'll be exciting to have new audience members, new people coming in and play this incredible music. And as I say, it's going to make me look good in the eyes of my 14-year-old daughter. So
Yep.
I'm also trying to satisfy that itch in my household as well.
And any hints you can give us as to what these productions in the fall might be?
Though we can't announce anything yet, and we're
Sure.
looking into not only budget and titles, what we learned in December when we did a Sherlock Carol is that there is really room for family-friendly theater, for not for every production, but there is something that I think is needed. I'm interested in putting things on stage which these days, and as dark as the world is, inspire us, make us feel joy and laughter as much as anything. And I also, as I say, if we want to do some family-friendly shows, I love watching people bring in their children and grandchildren and make a tradition or a habit of coming. So I want to make sure we do some shows like that are not only funny and fun and joyful, but also appeal to many different ages. And that's not for every show. We also want to make sure that we have a great balance of work. But that's important to me and important to our audience, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and the website again, westportplayhouse.org, and that'll be have all the shows listed there, and you can find out more about the Joanne Woodward internship program.
You got it. Yep.
All right. Anything else, Mark?
No, I just want to thank everybody who listens for their support of the Playhouse, and tell everyone that we can't wait to see you at Powers Court at the Westport Country Playhouse. And thank you, Chuck. I do appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Incoming artistic director at the Westport Country Playhouse, our guest this morning on Spotlight, Mark Shanahan. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.